Hey future RDs. So this is kind of my first video that I'm putting on YouTube that has some sort of substance, I guess. There are a lot of videos on this topic already, so feel free to check them out. Everybody has their own perspective and ideas, but most of them are relatively similar. The topic I want to talk about a little bit is about the 2017 registration examination for dietitians, so also known as the RD exam. And it is a new one for 2017. They just recently changed it, and I not too long ago passed my dietitian exam to become a registered dietitian, and I wanted to share my experiences with some of the people who are just finishing up their dietetic internship, just starting their dietetic internship, and what I feel might be very helpful to successfully pass the RD exam, hopefully the first time. I don't want to scare anybody by saying hopefully the first time, because my experience with the RD exam, I took it multiple times in order to pass it, and I just want to let you all know right now that it has no reflection on your knowledge as a dietitian or how you will be as a dietitian. It is an exam, and with all exams that are, state certified or what have you, a lot of the study materials prepare you to pass the exam and doesn't really prepare you to be that entry-level dietitian. That's what the dietetic internship is for. So don't think because you get a low score on the RD exam, or if you have to take it a couple of times, that you will not be a successful RD, because that is not true. And everybody who goes through a dietetic internship, wherever it is, will be a very successful RD. So now let me talk about a little bit about the RD exam itself. So the domains are broken up a little bit differently. I do suggest that you go check out the website at the Eat Right, the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics website, to look down on how the domains are broken up. I am going to be completely honest in my reviews on some of the products I used, because some of them were helpful and some of them were not so helpful from what I saw taking my RD exam. Number one that I do think was the most helpful, and everybody says this, and it is a very pricey item, is Gene Inman. Gene Inman has a lot of information broken down very simply into, I think it comes in a white binder, and she has audio CDs as well if you're an auditory learner, in order to help you with the RD exam. So what I did, I used Gene Inman as my primary source for studying. It helped me a lot, to be honest. It helped break down a lot of information, and basically what I did was read each domain by myself, then I would listen to it and read it with the audio, and then I would read it again by myself without the audio. After I completed a domain, I would do, a couple of questions. They have practice questions as well, a lot of practice questions that Gene Inman provides for you, and some of those I did see on the RD exam, but not verbatim, so I would not go exactly by practice exams as your main source of studying. It does help prepare you to kind of pinpoint keywords, but the real way to study for this RD exam is to basically understand what you're reading, and understand the question that is being asked on the RD exam. So definitely read that question when you see it, no matter what it's asking, multiple times, and then read the answers that they're providing, and then reread the question. That's what I did when I took my exam. But backtracking to the Gene Inman, definitely number one resource. So number two is a Breeding and Associates. It's rdexam.us, I believe. I'll try to find the link and put it in the description. That's what I use for more practice questions. Some of those practice questions, I will tell you, I believe I saw on my RD exam, and they have different types of questions. I believe like a subscription, don't quote me on this, really check out the website that I'll put down, is like ranging from $30, I think, is the lowest for a month. I'm really not sure, but Breeding and Associates, rdexam.us, really helped me study and focus on practice exams, preparing me to basically the way things are worded and how we'll see it on the RD exam. So definitely check that out. Those are the two main things I did use to study. I also did buy what the the CDR provides for you. That booklet, honestly, to be honest, it wasn't so helpful for me. They do have like a couple of practice exams, two of them, I believe, and the answers in the back, but it does provide you with a list of what is expected on the RD exam. However, it doesn't really go into depth. It's just basically a list. And one of the lists says like water, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, lipids, medical nutrition therapy, it doesn't really go into depth. So basically it just leaves you with the list and you have to find the information yourself. Honestly, I didn't use it. It didn't really help me, but it might be something to check out if you're interested. It could help you if that's the way you learn, by looking at like a list, and maybe the practice exams that the CDR provides would be helpful. So definitely check those out. My perspective, you don't really need it, but you do you. Another one basically that I used was Visual Veggies. In all honesty, it's too easy. The questions that they give is a little bit very simple, very to the point, and that's not what the RD exam is like at all in 2017. It's more of basically the most right answer is what you're looking for on the new RD exam. So it really have to sit in the shoes and say, what would an entry-level dietitian do? Keyword, entry-level dietitian. So if you've been working in a clinical nutrition position for a couple of months until you pass your RD exam, as a registration dietitian eligible, I would suggest that you really pinpoint that you're looking at the exam as an entry-level dietitian, not as you've grown and gained experience in the clinical field, because the answers may vary differently as you gain experiences, and you can kind of back up your answer a lot differently than if you were an entry-level dietitian, where the answer might be a little bit more direct and to the point. Hopefully that makes sense. I know I'm rambling, and I'm trying to make this as short as possible because nobody wants to sit into a 30-minute video, so excuse me. I know I'm pretty bad at this. I'm trying to think of what else I used. I know there was like eatrightprep.org. That was something that I used. It was slightly helpful. It did help break down which domains I knew best and which domains I didn't know. If any of you have a question on basically what I'm talking about with domains, the RD exam is broken down into 4 domains, which I think it's food science, medical nutrition therapy, or like clinical nutrition, food service systems, and then also management. And Jean Inman, once again, really breaks down those domains for you. So definitely check her out. I'm really telling you, Jean Inman. But don't swear by Jean Inman. It is a really good resource that has about maybe 60% of what you will see on the RD exam. The other, 40 will be in textbooks. So if you have your old textbooks as well on domains that you really don't know as well, check out your textbooks or even your college notes, because those tend to be very helpful too. And yeah, that's pretty much the study materials that I tried out and used. I did, once again, take my RD exam multiple times in order to pass it, so it is a difficult exam, but if this is something that you really want to do and you're passionate about, I strongly suggest you never give up and take that puppy every 45 days until you pass it. I will leave my... I guess I'll leave my Instagram, so I don't really want to give out my email, but I'll leave my Instagram for any people who want to ask me questions about the RD exam. If there's anything that they want clarification on that I know I definitely didn't touch in this video, let me know. And yeah, hopefully I'll leave all the links of each resource that I used down below, if that's still where it exists. And yeah, good luck on your exams. Make sure to study adequately. Everybody's different on how they learn, so take your time before scheduling your exam. If you're still in the dietetic internship, I strongly suggest you start studying maybe a month or maybe 2 months before you graduate. It will really prepare you. Pick up that Gene Inman before you graduate and definitely start studying then. It'll make your whole endeavors after you graduate a lot easier. I've learned the hard way. So that is probably my advice and my experience with the RD exam and basically the tools I use to pass it. Yeah, so have a good day and good luck.